Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro, friends. Today we are going to talk about resumes. So what should your resume say? And this is as a direct result, this episode is as a direct result of a question that came from Victoria. All right, so first of all, I want to start by leading you to a really great reference for helping you build your resume. Head to canva.com, canva.com. It's a free resource. They are not a sponsor of this podcast or anything like that. I just think that they're a really, really great resource. So head to Canva, sign up for Canva. It's free. And in there, you'll see a bunch of references of different graphic tools that you can use. Super, super easy to use. The reason that I would love for you to go there is because Canva gives you access to many, many different types of template resumes that you can get access to. You can find the one that best fits you. There are different, there's a simple layouts, there's ones for graphic designers, there's even actually one in there for baristas. I don't suggest that you use that one just because it's not that fantastic. It's a bit cliche is what I mean by that. But yeah, there's a whole bunch to choose from, many, many for you to choose from in there. So go in, take a look and use it as a template for what you're about to build out. So I get asked by a lot of people, how should I write a resume for a job in a roastery or a job in a cafe? And there are a couple things that I want to say. Your resume should be an account of your history and your experience as well as your education. Okay. Another thing it should talk about is your what are the words? The accolades that you've achieved. That's the one I'm looking for. It should also have any accolades that you've got. Now, the important part about that is anytime anyone is advertising for a job and they ask for resumes, they will get a ton of applications. Your job in building your resume is how can you get your resume to stand out from the rest? And this is where an application or a platform like Canva can really help you with that. By finding a template and a design that is still simple, to the point, and stands out is going to be incredibly helpful for letting you stand out from the crowd. So find a template that works for you and keep a couple things in mind. You want your resume to be one page. And the reason you want it to be one page is because that simplicity that we're going for. You want to be able to give somebody a single page resume that highlights all the information they might need to consider you for the position or not. Now, it doesn't have to list your whole detailed history of everything that you can do in the coffee industry. That's not the point of a resume. The point of a resume is that a potential future employer can look at it and they can see what education does this person have? What high school education does this person have? What higher education does this person have? And what further education does this person have? So they want to know how old you are and have you been to high school? That's one thing that they might want to know. Then they want to know, well, has this person... are they at an age where are they old enough to have done a college degree? And if they are, did they do a college degree? And did they from then go on to do any further education that is helpful for them in their coffee career? So have they attended any Map It Forward workshops or seminars? Have they got any SCA accreditation? Have they got Barista Hustle accreditation? Are they a Q grader? All of these things are further education. So you have your high school education, you have your higher education, and you have your further education. Now, why is it important for you to list this? Now, if you have, let's say, a degree in Italian for whatever reason, and you've decided you want to be a coffee professional rather than going and being an interpreter in Italian, this is a valuable piece of information because it signals your employer that you've been through an education system that has taught you discipline and how to work to structure. And some employers look for that. And that's important to some employers. So listing it, even though you think, well, why does an employer care if I've got a degree in Italian? Because it gives them that kind of important information that employers like me tend to look for in people who are going for more, let's say, senior positions. Okay, I don't need to have someone who speaks Italian, but I do need to have someone who knows how to problem solve and think. So that's an important thing there. Having your further education listed helps them see what specific kinds of qualifications and education you've received that will give them a signal of, oh, okay, so this isn't just someone who's a novice in coffee. They're not someone who's just straight out of high school and just needs a job. They're somebody who has gone through different learning, I want to say organizations, but it's not about being through the organizations. It's about going and learning how to speak coffee. It's about going and learning how to learn about coffee. Whatever you think of any of these organizations and the way that they teach coffee or they teach professionalism, the fact that somebody has gone to these organizations suggests a commitment to their longevity in the industry. And that can be something that's important to employers, so absolutely listed on there. Now, some of the resumes that you'll see will have a space in them where you can either put a photo or not. Now, when is a photo appropriate to put on your resume? It's appropriate to put a photo on your resume if you want to showcase your latte art, or you would like to put a photo of you that is at the bar that for some reason you think will make your resume stand out from the rest. Don't be shy about doing that, but do be shy about putting a photo on there if it's not going to contribute to the success of your application. So having a photo of yourself on there for no reason isn't necessarily going to help things. But I would absolutely recommend, if your latte art is good and it speaks to your skill quality and is going to help set you aside from other applicants, include a photo of your resume of your latte art. There's a lot of information that you want to get on your resume. So how do you get it all on one page? And again, this is where Canva can be really great for that, because they've set it up so that a lot of these resumes so that you split the page, and on the left side you have, you know, some of the quick and easy things to put in. So a personal profile, for example, is like a one paragraph of pretty much your mission statement, or your like life philosophy, your career philosophy, something like that. You know, it tells that you're some of the unteachable skills, that you're passionate and that you're driven and that you have grit and that you are looking for to find an employment position that you can stick with for a long time. Or you're visiting a new country, you'll be here for 12 months and you're looking to find an employer in the coffee industry that you can learn from. So it helps, it's a little statement that helps you signal to your employer pretty much what you're about, okay? Then you can list on that side what your achievements and your awards are. So have you won any latte art competitions? Have you placed in or won any barista competitions, Brewers Cup, Roasters competitions, anything like that? You know, do you have any other exceptional qualities? Have you developed a product? Have you invented something? Anything that you think that is an award or an achievement that can go in that little section. You also want to include details in that section on the left that separates it, through the divide. And you'll see what I mean when you go to Canva. You want to make sure that your employer on your resume has a clear understanding of exactly how to get in contact with you. So include your phone number, and make it your cell number. So include your cell number on there and your email address, and make sure that it is an email address that you have access to. I can't tell you the number of times that I've gone through an email and tried to either contact someone on a cell phone that they don't have access to for one reason or another. Their minutes have run out, or they can't receive calls on it, or it's an email address that they only can access from either their computer and not on their phone, or on their phone and not on their computer. Your professionalism is going to be judged from the way that this engages with you and with your employer. Okay. It could be helpful to include in there where you live. So you don't have to put your full address, but just putting like the city or the suburb that you live in and the state that you live in. This could be important when applying for a job from another country, and saying that you currently live in Australia and you are moving to New Zealand and you would like to be considered for a job that's starting in a month from now. So that's an example there. The other thing that you should put in that section is 2 references. Now, your references are people who can speak to your employment. I don't see the point of putting in a reference who can speak to who you are personally, like a personal reference. It's not important when going for any of these jobs, but you do want to include 2 work references, 2 professional references that the person who is reviewing this resume can call them and make sure that you are worth hiring. Don't put anyone as a reference that you haven't asked permission to have placed as a reference, and make sure they're going to be open to receiving a phone call. So find out from them how they would like to be contacted from someone who is seeking reference of you. So would they prefer to be contacted via email or via phone call? The right side of your resume should include, as we said, your educational history. It should include your professional history, and Canva goes through and shows you how to fill that in. When you do your professional history, you should list it with the most current at the top, and it should name the employer, the name of the company, and it should include the period of time that you were there in months. So from January 2018 to April 2019, and it should include all the different things. So it should include your title and just a brief list of the things that you did there. So if you were the head barista at a cafe and you were there for 11 months from whenever to whenever, your job was to be on bar, order the coffee, manage the age of the coffee that was used, cup with the staff, and manage any issues with your team. Okay, just a few things that show all the main things that will separate you out. And then any other skills and abilities that you think are important to list also go in that section there. I'm going to leave it there and wrap it up there. Go and spend some time on Canva. The templates are there. You literally just have to fill in the details. The different templates have a couple of different ideas of some of the information that you need, but in general, having that information on a resume, and a potential future employer is going to look at that and they're going to say, all right, I've got all the information that I need. This person's either going to be the right fit for this or they're not. And that's how you fill in a resume. Quick note, never ever go and hand in a resume when it's anticipated that it is going to be a rush time. Okay, so don't go in there before 9 o'clock in the morning when their staff are getting slammed, and don't go in there during lunchtime. Go in there at a time to hand in a resume when you anticipate that there is going to be not a busy time. On that note, Have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace, love, and peanut butter, and be kind to each other. Bye, friends.